There weren't many people, I read in the paper, to greet Mr. Spassky when he got back to the Soviet Union. I guess they don't like somebody to lose there very well. Did you read that at all?
Yeah, well, this is, I think, more for us. Rather, they're kind of making him a whipping boy, showing the world that it wasn't the communist system that lost, that it was Boris Spassky. He didn't prepare or whatever for the match as he should have.
Right.
But I think they're going to rehabilitate him again and build him up again so that, you know, because he's the best they've got.
I didn't realize until I read the book that, in fact, several times the Deep Blue crashed, and then they rebooted it.
We don't know the crash.
And then they came up with a different move, right, in a couple of situations.
No. It's not. It doesn't matter what the move was. It's just the crash. You know, it's if you play the match, anything but the problems was agreed.
I saw you on Bob Hope's show that you did with Mark Spitz one night, and you were great on that show. You did a sketch with Bob, and you did your lines like you'd been doing sketches all your life. Did you find it easy or difficult to do that?
People say, well, I don't know, I was a little worried about it. I didn't even watch it on TV.
I know interrupting an interview is slightly unconventional, but I wanted to explain Magnus's answer in greater detail so you understand all the context. Well, the first thing Magnus says is 2008 in Bilbao. That is a chess tournament that he played in Spain in September of 2008. And in that tournament, Magnus actually unofficially became the #1 ranked player in the world for a couple of days. That's because in 2008, the official rating lists were published every 3 months. Look, July and then October. So you could play chess for 3 months and the official rankings would never come out, but the players would shuffle all up and down against each other.
Now, do you have to keep in training, Bob? I mean, it may sound like a dumb, naive question, but well, a fighter has to, you know, work out and keep himself in shape. How do you keep in shape? And who can you play that's going to give you any kind of competition to keep you sharp?
Well, there are literally hundreds of magazines coming out every month around the world, and books by the dozen coming out. So there's a tremendous amount of literature to study. I can study all the games Spassky has played, or since the match, if he has played, or whoever.
Right.
And that's how I keep up. I really don't play too much.
Yeah, I think it was just, I played as much as I could. Like, it wasn't like I was consciously thinking about it. As an 8-year-old, you're not really thinking about those sorts of things or the big picture. So I just basically kept playing as much as I could, whether it was online, whether it was against my brother, reading these chess books as much as I could. I just devoured as much information as I could.
So you were studying chess books? You were studying
I was. I mean, I wasn't studying them cover to cover, though. It's like you just study certain diagrams, certain positions.
So openings and stuff like that, you were...
Mostly tactics, actually.
I'm sure the entire world knows the name Bobby Fischer by now. He is, as proved, the best chess player in the entire world. And, you know, you read a lot of articles about Bobby saying he's kind of temperamental and demanding. And he's not. I met him this afternoon at the place he designated on top of the Y. In the sign Hollywood that's up in the Hollywood Hills. We met on top of that Y in Hollywood. But I met him briefly. He seems like a charming young man. And would you welcome, please, Bobby Fischer.
Now for a question that you have heard before, but give me a chance. You've dominated the chess world for 20 years, even still got it. Is there a moment you said you always look to create something new? Is there games or moments where you're especially proud of in terms of your brilliance of a new creative move? You talked about Mikhail Tal as somebody who was aggressive and creative chess player in your own games.
Look, you mentioned Mikhail Tal. It's very aggressive, very sharp player. Famous for his combinations and sacrifices, even called magician from Riga, so for his very unique style. But any world champion, you know, was a creator.
For every Magnus thumbnail I make, I have to donate $20 to a Norwegian charity or any charity of your choosing.
No. No. That's okay. I'm a bit of a narcissist anyway, so I enjoy it.
Okay. When are you focusing on content and overtaking as the #1 chess channel? You have a dormant channel with 1 million subscribers.
No.
How far are you able to, say, plan ahead depending on what your opponent may or may not do? Or do you also analyze that when you make a move that he'll do this, then if I do that, he'll do this, and then you go over the next set of moves?
It all depends. I mean, I think Capablanca once said he only sees one move ahead, the best move.
The best move?
But it depends on the position. Sometimes, if it's a simple position where just one line, and he has to make every move just the way you want him to. You can see 20 moves ahead.
Right.
But supposing you make a move and he has 3 or 4 replies, and then you have to analyze all those replies. Then you have several replies to those replies. So you might only be able to see 2 moves ahead, or 3 moves ahead.
I know over here occasionally certain grandmasters would analyze the play as it was phoned in from Iceland.